Hello, Joshua Callan here. I thought I'd do another quick update. On the Yardman. I'm gonna attach this to another longer video. I pulled the bottom pan off and checked everything over. Found out that this has some play in it. So when you go from reverse to one, it basically is still on the reverse side of the disc. So I adjusted it so that when I go from reverse to one, it basically is on the correct side. Don't quite have, but 6 is really only for transport. Then I tightened the drive cable a little bit so that adds a little bit more pressure to the disc. Didn't touch the auger drive, so that's basically what I did. I did clean stuff out of there. I also did drain the tank before I tipped it upside down because that gas was, let's just say, had a color to it and was cloudy. So this thing is just about ready. I still gotta get an oil change, but I'll do that next weekend. I'm recording this on Sunday, the day after I recorded my last video. Be right back. I'm back. As you saw in the previous video, this thing runs, and it is actually making power. Quick note, near the end of it, I noticed that the fuel pump is leaking. So I gotta figure out where it's leaking from. So, of course it, I was pulling, the thing's only rated 4.2, I was pulling 4.3-ish, because I was pulling actually a 500 watt load, because that's what it's rated for. Alternator was starting to get a little warm, and that thing is loud, so I'm probably going to end up putting an extra muffler on it. Diesel generator's getting an oil change. Because it's almost at 40 hours already. I gotta figure out why that ain't sucking. Oh well. And I'm gonna fire this up shortly. Be right back. One more quick thing. Snowblower. I ended up running it, going through some slush. Did alright. I gotta readjust the drive back. I have it too tight. And plus, that barely goes up there, but I'm just gonna leave that. So I did fairly well. Still hunts pretty good, but I'm not gonna really, unless I buy a carburetor, I'm just gonna leave it. Be right back. I'm back. As you saw from the previous clip, I had it running for about an hour and a half. I originally was using this 500 watt load, but I switched to this 350 just so it's not basically above the maximum. The fuel pump is leaking back here. That's another reason why I pulled it in, is so while it's still warm, tighten up this back screw. This was leaking just a smidge, I tightened that. But otherwise it runs pretty decent. Every so often it hits a unstable spot, but that could be just how it is. I still plan to change that. I gotta redo the three-way valve because someone broke this off. So, yep, and it runs pretty decent. So, and I will not be running the electric motor I was planning off this because that thing has a 0.2 power factor. Of course, I don't know how old that motor is. Probably older than this thing. And last night I was over at my storage unit. The Tecumseh is fixable. I just got to pull the carburetor off and thread a pipe in deeper. So I can actually fully spin it. And I will not be going to stack this time. I'm back. I'm gonna shoehorn this in between my last clip. Quick note is I am not gonna be able to replace this fuel valve. They snipped this for a reason, because this edge is about a smidge short than the tank. So if I was gonna replace this tank or this valve, I would have had to replace or snip this off because of it would run into the tank. So I'm just gonna leave it and use a long pair of pliers to activate it. I think this generator sat most of its life running off an auxiliary tank. There was a little dust in the sediment. So you can see that it's just barely short enough to reach the bottom of the tank. So, well, I guess I'm gonna leave this. I did have to take the bowl off to take this fitting off so I can find a replacement, so I can go to a replacement these Scepter quick tank disconnects. That it will be going right here. So yep. So I was thinking I had enough room but I actually had to get it. I put it up here so I could pull this off, check that back screw, and that back screw is tight. So I might still replace the fuel pump, but I'm gonna wait. Figured I'll keep. I'm not gonna bother trying to loosen that screw unless it becomes a real bad leak. I'm just gonna leave it and I'll monitor it. So let's see. I'm still gonna get a pack of air filters. This is off eBay. This is the the meter I'll be replacing. Volt, frequency, and hour meter. So that way I can keep track of oil changes on that. Yes, it seems kind of weird having a modern LCD screen on here, but I'd rather keep track of the hours because the hours on this are unknown. So, yeah, this thing was just barely too long to clear the sediment bowl, which I will be keeping, by the way. I might replace this with a piece of rubber line, but I'll worry about that later down the road. I know I'll definitely be keeping this metal line. So, yep. Thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'll see you next video. Bye.